The board has failed Indigenous people of the community in its oversight of the Thunder Bay Police Service. The areas that we failed in were strategic and operational planning, meaningful engagement in the development of governance and oversight policing, and failing to recognize and clearly address the patterns of violence and systemic racism against Indigenous people in Thunder Bay. So, following the acknowledgement, I think there needs to be an apology. And I don't think I can apologize for an organization, so I want to apologize for my failings. I've been on the Police Service Board for a year, and after having been so very involved in helping people who had issues with the police service, I began to feel like, wow, I don't know what I'm supposed to do here. I'm not the go-to person anymore, but I don't feel that there's anything I'm doing that's really substantial. And I worried about that for a long time. But when the talk started about systemic racism, I realized, I'm just one person, and it's not an excuse, but this system really does not lend itself to making things right with the Indigenous community. So I am happy now that we have a roadmap, we have a way forward. And we're here today not just to acknowledge and to apologize, but also to say, we need your help and we need your advice going forward. So that is what today is about. Today is about garnering your suggestions. We have two reporters, Sherry Abatasaway, and I'm going to forget the other lady's name, but in any event, they're law students from Boralaskan, and they have agreed to take down your recommendations. So that's what we're looking at today. We know that people have stories to tell, and that's why we're talking about having a second circle where people can come and share their stories and be heard, because not everyone has had a chance to be heard. Now, my friend Tom told me I was going to be talking about a lot of things, so I guess I better talk a bit about the training. Now, the training was for cultural competency. It's coming through the Ministry of the Attorney General and of Ontario and the Debwaywen Council. They developed this training, and we have with us today Helen Cromarty, who is one of those trainers, and she is going to be helping us. And I was very honored and pleased when Kim Murray, who is the Attorney General for Indigenous Affairs, said we were to get priority. So that training is going to happen in February, thanks to the realization in the government of Ontario, at least the Attorney General, that this is very important and we need to go ahead with this post-haste. So I'm very pleased that that training is taking place. And we're also going to be doing the governance training in March, and we have Mr. White, Graham White here, who is helping us with that. So we've got a lot of help. And I think that the other thing I'm proud of, if I can go that far, is that we will be the first ones doing this training. But it's going to roll out, and all other police service boards are going to be required to do the training as well. So we're making history here today. In any event, what this is all about is it's part of our reconciliation. So we have, through the two reports, the way forward. And with your help, we are going to be able to do what needs to be done. So I thank you, miigwech, miigwech, miigwech.